Hey, you guys. I am hoping the sound and the audio is really good. I got to make a little drive. I figure we can take this drive together. Oh, my gosh. You know how it is when you kind of overcommit a little bit? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a very busy person, and I may have overcommitted, but that is when you get you some Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, or you get your Starbucks flowing, or for me, it's when I lean on a little bit of caffeine. So I can see you guys' comment here. I'm actually doing this through StreamYard on my iPhone, so I had to set it up because I think I usually use my Android. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. So I figure I'd come on here. Are they still open? Thank God. I'm like, if this Dunkin' Donuts is not open, I'm going to be a little sour. So how's everybody been? How's everybody doing with their emotional maturity on their healing process? Hold on, I'm going to order this coffee. Hello?
Give me 1 second.
Thanks for your patience, you guys. I really got to do it. I got to do it. I hope everybody's been well.
Can I get?
Yeah, can I get an iced coffee, please? How about French vanilla?
Medium.
Medium is fine.
Okay.
With cream and sugar, please.
Okay.
We're good. That's it. All right. Yeah. Just a little something. And I'm not a big caffeine person for many reasons, but, you know, it's a beautiful thing once in a blue moon for me. There's my car. But either way, you know, we can talk our little talk. All right. Here you go. Who's in here with me? Say hello. And definitely hit the like button. Thank you. Yep, I got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. You too. All right. All right, I got my coffee, you guys. All is well. All is well. But you know what I want to talk about with you guys? And I should edit this. Can I edit the name of this? I want to talk about splitting with you guys. And I'm not familiar if you guys understand what splitting is. But I think that's a really great topic that I have never really addressed on this channel. So, yeah. Let me edit the title. I think this is a great idea. This just came to me. Spirit just like, girl, talk about splitting. First of all, does anyone on this live chat know what splitting is? SPLITTING, splitting. Are you guys familiar with that? I know that is something that I haven't talked about. Hey, Elizabeth, Jane, and that's a very familiar name. Happy Sunday to you too, sweetie. Do you know what splitting is, Elizabeth? I'm wondering if you guys even know what that is. Because narcissists split a lot. Oh my God. And even if you guys don't know the actual terminology for it, once I talk about it, you're going to be like, oh, I may not have known what the word was, but I've definitely experienced it. Splitting, you guys, happens psychologically inside of a person's head when They go from idealizing you to making you Satan himself. They go from one extreme of seeing you to another. There's like no in between. There's no gray spot for it. So one minute this person is telling you you're wonderful, you're a great person, I love you, you're the best thing in my life, and then the next breath, this person is painting you out to be Satan himself, like you're the literal devil, and you're evil, and they want nothing to do with you, and yes, splitting is narcissists do this when they're love bombing you, they're idealizing you, right? And then when they're devaluing you and discarding you, that's when the splitting is happening actually. All of a sudden, whatever they said positive about you, they're snatching that all off the table as though it never existed. And this usually is triggered by them not getting their way, because we have to realize this person is emotionally stunted and emotionally immature. Yes, they may use manipulative tactics, but even when you increase your emotional maturity, you see how juvenile and simple even the emotional manipulation can be once you educate yourself. So these people start take the accountability, then they're the bad guy, right? And that's why these people start splitting to protect. It's to them, it's like a protection mechanism, or at least an immediate protection mechanism inside of their mind psychologically. If I split and make this person the bad guy, then everything's their fault. And then they think because they're splitting and claiming that you're these things, then that makes it true. Because they do tend to believe their own lies over time. They will actually convince themselves. And honestly, when you study splitting, psychologists, they will say when they're splitting, they really are seeing you this way. That's the mental illness, you guys, where a person can see you one way and then do a whole 180 on you. That's called splitting. And they'll manically do this. And that's what's happening as well, you guys, when there's a smear campaign. That's an example of splitting. Now this person is trying to rally a bunch of people against you because in their mind, you don't care about them. You don't like them. Because when people have a tendency to split, like I said, there's no in between. There's no gray area. So in their mind, you can't like me and not want anything to do with me. So let's say, hey, I love this person, but they have mental illness. This person splits. They have bipolar, they're narcissists, whatever the case may be, and they're not treating it, and it's not well managed, and it's toxic. So I love you, but I want nothing to do with you. So to the person that split, you're a bad guy now. You don't like me. You don't care about me because you're setting boundaries. You're distancing yourself. It's really that simple. It's either you're good or bad, you're right or wrong, but the rationality behind it is actually not very logical at all. It's based off of how you're making them feel. You're making me feel abandoned. You're making me feel like I'm wrong for something. You're putting a mirror to my face. You're triggering me. You're a bad guy. Now I'm going to split, and I thought you were a good person until you started showing me my shadow side, until you started, nudging me to grow up, nudging me to be a better person, nudging me to face these sides of myself that I have no intention on identifying or agreeing about. And it's really that simple, you guys. And a lot of people get really hurt by this splitting because this is where, horrific, horrible things are being said to you. This person is cursing you out, calling you out your name. All types of very degrading things can happen at this time. And to see this, I've witnessed this. I've witnessed it, and I've also been the target of the splitting, but I understood what the person was doing, and because I'm the only one in charge of my self-esteem, I didn't take it personally. It was still hurtful because these were close relationships. This was a close relationship that I had with someone that split on me like this, but they can't really help themselves. But it doesn't mean that you have to, continue to put up your boundary, especially if this person is not working on this. But it's really rough, you guys. It's really rough to have a relationship with this type of person. To me, it feels like a very bipolar energy. But when I was researching the splitting, they were more relating it to NPD than they were to bipolar. They said, yes, a bipolar person can split, of course, but they were more putting that splitting energy on someone that has NPD. But that makes sense, for it to be prevalent for NPD, narcissistic or narcissistic personality disorder, and also with BPD as well. Oh my God. Or basically the cluster B. The cluster B. They're the ones doing the splitting. Of course, someone that's bipolar can be doing the splitting as well. But it's a lot of projecting going on with that too, I find. Like they're splitting, to me, it's like they're splitting away from their they're trying to psychologically split away from their shadow side by projecting it onto you as well. Like I really like the last person that split on me, which is really the main person that's really done it. Someone else had like a little bit of paranoia, and I don't want to necessarily call their paranoia splitting, but it can seem a little bit splittish, if that makes sense. But there's definitely one person in my life that really had some splitting episodes. Anytime I put up boundaries with this person, they would split on me, and they would talk shit about me and make me out to be this horrible person just because I had boundaries, or maybe I called them out on something they did out of a lack of character and integrity, or a boundary that they pushed with me that wasn't going to work for me in my space. Because here's the thing, I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm not. People can change at their own free will, but if you want to be into my energy sphere, what I'll say is I'll get to know you, and either it'll work for me or it won't. And if something doesn't work for me, I'll let you know. I'm not letting you know because I'm trying to change you or force you into anything, but I will let you know because, this will not be acceptable in my life. My life. You do what you want in yours, but in my life. So this person went so far as to go on social media and make a lot of negative propaganda and post about me. Like they weren't even subliminal posts. They were like literally targeting me. And through my research with the splitting, psychologists were saying how patients would come into their office, and when you try to tell them about the splitting, they could literally throw a book at your forehead. Like it triggers them. They get very angry and upset about this, and they start raging on you. And this person was like manically posting negative stuff about me, and I'm like, wow, like this person is literally splitting, like right before my eyes. Like I got a front row seat to this shit, and it's very sad to see it. I mean, it didn't make me have empathy as far as, oh, I should be patient with this person. I should take them back. I should understand they're just mentally ill. No, I mean, this wasn't someone that was getting coaching from me. I wasn't dealing with them on a professional level. This was someone that was trying to, attack manner. And I'm like, splitting is very abusive. Can we talk about that part of it? When someone starts splitting on you, that's very abusive for the receiver. It's minimally verbally abusive because of all the foul things that are coming out of this person's mouth, demeaning you. This is verbal abuse. And if it's verbal abuse, I'm quite sure in a personal relationship it's going to be emotionally and psychologically abusive as well, you know? And then these things could end up spreading into other parts of your life. So it's your energy is spiritual abuse as well. People don't really talk about spiritual abuse. Let's add that type of abuse because it's long overdue. This person is attacking your essence and your soul, you know? But yeah, splitting is a real thing, you guys. And I definitely want you guys to know about it so that you'll be able to recognize it, or you'll be able to understand what's going on if you, have a toxic relationship or someone in your family or friend circle, they tend to go up and down with their views and image of you. This person is splitting for some reason. And through my research, of course, they're saying this is something that stems from childhood. So maybe, with their primary caretakers, they were made to feel unsafe, uncared for, unnurtured consistently, maybe no matter what they did. So them not doing that inner work on themselves, of course, is not hurting their primary caretakers. It's following them throughout life, and it gets worse and worse. Now, this person that was splitting on me is in their senior years. So that made it extra sad for me. I'm like, wow, this person has gone quite a bit of time in their life, and they're not even getting medical treatment for the mental illness, and these red flags or these cries for help, honestly. And I won't call it a cry for help, but to me, in a psychologist's mind, this is a cry for help. Like, for anyone that would recognize the behaviors. But, yeah, they definitely need help. They definitely need help with that, with the splitting. And, it just shows the unwillingness to live in the truth as well, honestly. When someone is splitting like that, they have no intentions on living in a real truth. They're trying to definitely escape that. And then they don't understand, these boundaries that you had to create with them, like they made it that way. They get upset with these boundaries, but it's like, you made me that way. You made me have to go into self-preservation and, have these boundaries with you because of your behaviors. But they're not seeing their behaviors the way a mentally sick, and that's the problem. That's the problem. But it's their problem. It's their problem. Now, like your child, a minor child or something that chances are will need some psychotherapy to begin to, unwrap this and work on it. But splitting is a real thing, and it can be really hurtful when you really love someone and they could switch up on you like that. The way of looking at it, it's like a switch up is occurring. But they're not fooling anybody with a sane, rational mind. Like, their friends and family, on their side, they're seeing it as well. Nobody with a reasonable mind they're like, wait a minute, you said this was the love of your life 1 second ago, and now you're making it like Satan himself, Yeah. Yep. That's splitting, you guys. That is splitting. And the level to which somebody will split, I guess, it depends on how bad they were triggered, how big their ego is and how much they don't want to face themselves in the reality of a situation or take accountability. But yeah, these type of people exist, and I would stay far away from them, no matter what title they hold in your life. Like, you got to put some boundaries up, because you're the one that's going to be dragged through the mud whenever you tell them no, or whenever you have a boundary, or anything of that nature. Yeah, don't see any questions so far. Everything is going smoothly on the highway here. I'm on the highway. So I'm thankful for that, because the other day it wasn't good, you know. But fear is happening as well. We can throw fear in here with the splitting. There's a fear of being exposed, a fear of actually having to see themselves for who they are for longer than a second. So no, we're gonna split. We're gonna make you the bad guy. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And you could just look. What are some signs that a person may be a splitter? Look at their relationship patterns. You know, are they able to sustain relationships? Are they just off and on, up and down? Those yo-yo types of relationships, there could be splitting going on there. There could definitely be splitting. The people who suffer from this, they definitely cannot maintain this long term. So, but yeah, hopefully this helps someone. Again, I don't know that I'm going to keep this live chat up, but I do want to stay in touch with you guys, which is why I come on here. I would like to, and will in the future, make a very much more formal videos talking about splitting. But I realized that, I haven't really brought that term to this channel, and it's definitely a good idea to know what that is. But as long as you're in your emotional maturity and, like I said, you're the one that's in control. Oh, we're hitting traffic. You're the one that's in control of your self-worth and your self-image, right? Because that's what they're going to be attacking right now, your image. They'll try to. But, your life speaks for itself. Anybody that actually really knows you, your life speaks for yourself. And all they end up really doing is making themselves look suspicious. Making themselves look suspicious. All right. Well, I don't see any questions from Elizabeth or whoever else is in here. But yeah, that's splitting. Feel free to research it on your own, learn some more information about it. There's lots of information about it out there. But yeah, just because somebody makes you the devil doesn't mean you are the devil. you know. Yeah, that's the thing about a narcissist, when they're in their dark energy. And I've said this before with the karma, they're waiting for karma from God. God used, he took what you were doing, the negative energy you were throwing at other people, and he used it to make that other person lighter. They might have went through some growing pains, but he actually used your dark energy and turned it into light for somebody else. Now, the karma that they should be worried about is the one from the dark energy that you're working for. Satan, shit, he's the one. You go tell him how you didn't win, how you didn't defeat that person. Shoot, once he disposes of you, that should be the scary part for the narcissist, because they're not covered by God because you're not with him. So you have no coverage, and you're working for the wrong team, and you messed up for the team, and the team is not like he's putting you on the bench. Because Satan is the biggest narcissist. He's just discarding your ass. You're done. You weren't of useful. That's why he'll then try to go use somebody else to do an attack on you. So who knows what his discard is going to look like when he decided he has no use for you, or, that's what they should be concerned about. But I guess that's a whole nother conversation. Shoot. But yeah, I don't wanna digress or ramble per se, but yeah, splitting is a real thing, you guys, and I definitely want you to know about it. And hopefully be wise enough to not drain yourself with that type of relationship, because there's definitely going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of up and down, a lot of drama, a lot of emotional, psychological, spiritual abuse going on here. You let people, hopefully they'll get the help they need, but definitely don't deplete yourself trying to get that for them. And I'm looking at a rainbow. Wow, look at that. A rainbow. Very nice. Oh my God, I've seen a few rainbows over the last month, honestly, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, you guys, I'm gonna hop off, and I'll see you guys in the next live chat. Take care.